Hello, classic rock fans. We are reporting just after seeing A Complete Unknown, the biopic about Bob Dylan, and we are also welcoming back my reliable co-host Chris back to the channel. Chris, good to see you.
Hello, viewer.
All right. So, if you don't remember, Chris and I did a Bob Dylan mini-series podcast a couple of years ago, and I thought if I'm going to go see this movie, we got to reconnect, see it together, and record our thoughts here. So, just got out of the movie. I won't bury the lead. I loved it. What did you think of it?
I liked it. Just fine, which is, I think, what I went into thinking I'd walk out of it with. I'm not a fan of biopics in general, but this was good.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I haven't seen a lot of biopics. I've skipped a lot of the last ones. I didn't see the Queen one or the Elton one or the Motley Crue one from a couple of years ago. I've been meaning to, but this one I really wanted to, specifically because we did that pod and I listened to so much of Bob's music over the last couple of years. So let's start with the obvious topic, the cast. Start with Timothée Chalamet. What did you think of him, and who were some of the other standouts?
Chalamet, he was great. He was, I will say this, they put a fake nose on him.
Yeah.
I think to try and make him a little bit less cute.
Yep.
I don't know if it worked. Dylan might have been a little too cute in the movie.
A little too pretty.
She's pretty. Sings pretty. Maybe a little too pretty.
Speaking of Joan Baez, Monica Barbaro, who played Joan Baez, was absolutely fantastic. One of my favorites in the cast. And another one of my favorites was Edward Norton as Pete Seeger. That was inspired casting, and I think he did a great job of playing Pete in a real true-to-life role where you could have gone caricature with that, and I don't think he did.
No, not at all. If anything, I will say he maybe played him too nice. And I don't mean nice about the move to electric. That was fine. Nice in the sense that, like, Seeger really was dangerous. I mean,
yeah,
they kind of hit on that a little bit at the beginning of the movie. I mean, he was really, he was called, I think, in front of HUAC and stuff. I mean, he was a cool dude, I don't know. Ed Norton played him a little more Mr. Rogers, maybe, than I would have.
I think that's a good point.
Well, not that I would have.
How you would have played him?
As a big actor.
I would have loved to see you as Pete Seeger. It did open with the HUAC scene or whatever legal case he had at the time, and that was good. But you're right; he did play it as kind of a teddy bear figure for the rest of the movie. The guy who played Albert Grossman, I thought, was very funny.
Nailed it.
A smaller role was Johnny Cash. Comes in the movie a couple of times, and there's some good moments, and there's also some straight up comedic moments. I thought it was an effective performance.
Whoever played Bobby Newirth was great.
Yes, absolutely.
They should just let me be.
Let you be what?
Whatever it is they don't want me to be.
Okay, so what did you think of the narrative of the film? This is Bob in the 60s. It ends with him going electric at the Newport Folk Festival. Very climatic. What did you think?
It was good. I mean, I think they used the framework of his life as much as they could. Obviously, they took some license with the Newport Electric thing, where the Judas thing didn't happen there. We know that.
Yep.
I unless you're a huge Dylan head, I don't think you would know or care.
Right.
It wouldn't make sense narratively to break that up.
Yeah.
So,
I think we agree that spoilers here. In the film, when he's on stage, he tells his band to play it loud, but we both know he should have said, "Play it fucking loud."
Play it fucking loud.
Especially because there's
my favorite Dylan quote.
Yeah, agreed. And there's a lot of other F-bombs in the movie, so I don't know why they changed that.
I think they wanted that for the trailer, maybe.
Turn it down! Play it loud!
Oh,
they didn't want to have to edit it out.
Yep, fair enough. I like the narrative a lot. I love how it starts with Woody Guthrie and Pete Seeger and Bob in Woody Guthrie's hospital room, and he opens with his song for Woody Guthrie that he wrote for that first album. I had kind of forgotten about that, so I thought that was a really good way to tie together his influences to get the story going. A lot of big things done really well in the movie, but I always like pointing out little things in films that take a good movie and maybe make it great. The little things that just, make that movie super special. What were some of the smaller aspects of the film that stood out to you?
I think my favorite thing was there was talk early on about like, you're not going to be like the Beatles, are you?
Yeah.
Which is such, I mean, no offense to the Beatles, never really the most rockin' band of all. I shouldn't say that. Later on they do, but the fact that they used the Kinks as the rock band of choice in the hotel scene was great.
Yeah, definitely love seeing the Kinks get a shout out there. When it would have been easier to do the Beatles or the Stones.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
One thing probably had to pay less for royalties to have the Kinks. That's my guess. But this one's for you, Ray and Dave. Yeah, you got that check, I'm sure.
Yeah. One of the tiny little details that I enjoyed, and I whispered to you in the theater, was when they showed some close-ups of Bob smoking a cigarette. His long, nasty fingernails. I don't know if they were prosthetics or what, or just Timothy Chalamet grew out his fingernails and rubbed some dirt under them. Were disgusting. And as we've, studied Bob's life, that was one thing that came up a lot, that a lot of people always noticed. So I'm glad they got that detail right.
After you said that, I just have to say, I started looking to see if his teeth were equally as terrible. They were not. They were the Chalamet veneers.
I guess he's not a character actor.
That's right.
or no, I guess he's not a, what is that called? The Daniel Day-Lewis?
Method.
I guess he's not a method actor. Yeah. That's right. Okay. Another little thing I liked was the stuff in Greenwich Village where they didn't have any scenes in, but like I liked seeing Cafe Wa in the background, and they had something with the Hootenanny. I liked seeing those little things that would get mentioned in the books about Bob. Speaking of the book, this film is based on a book that Bob has given his blessing to. Bob has also given his blessing to the movie, so I think that's pretty impressive that he actually paid attention to what was going on with it and really liked what they did.
He did have one change, is my understanding. He requested, which was, and maybe you were going to mention it. We don't get Suze Rotello. We get Sylvia. What are they? Another S name.
Right, Sylvie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really know what to make about that, because I was going to say that was probably my only minor complaint of the film. I know that's super common in biopics when you kind of make up a character to be a stand-in for someone, or more typically a group of people. Right. And that can be used as basically a filmmaking tool, and I suppose that's fine, but in this case, I think I would have rather it have been Suze, but I guess Bob had his reasons for wanting that change up, and it doesn't ruin the film by any stretch.
Oh no, it works. It's just maybe he still has a soft spot for old Suze.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, something about maybe he knew that she wouldn't want to be in it. I don't know, but all right. Well, let's talk about was there anything in the film that you didn't care for, or you thought they got a little wrong or missed the mark, anything like that?
I will say they have a nod to the song "House of the Rising Sun."
Yes,
Baez performs it in the traditional, way, and they never have Dylan perform it in the film, which was a big hit of his. I mean, that was one of his. The Animals covered it. But one thing of note is that there is a character that's very clearly Dave Van Ronk, and we know that Bob Dylan stole the arrangement and pretty much the lyrics of House of the Rising Sun, the way he did it, from Dave Van Ronk, wholesale. And the Dave Van Ronk character, what you do see of him, and we're assuming because they don't ever say his name, but it looks like him, the shaggy beard, a little heavier set guy.
Yeah.
I don't think he kind of comes off as an asshole too. He's just like pontificating about things and stuff. I don't know. They did my boy Dave dirty.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, especially on that House of the Rising Sun. But I guess that's the dramatic license. It's maybe a little, better visually to have Jones singing it. But yeah, he got a raw deal in the cut. Okay. Were there any? Can
I add one more thing?
Go ahead, please.
The mid-credits scene bothered me.
The mid-credits scene when it flipped to 1965?
No. Mid-credits, when all of a sudden they show Dylan. Did you just do real brief him composing "Wiggle Wiggle"?
Yep. Yeah. You gotta. Well, I thought that was, I mixed up. That was the end credits scene setting up for the sequel.
End credit. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, just like the Marvel movies, you gotta stick to the end, and then you'll see him come up with his masterpiece, "Wiggle Wiggle." Did you feel that the film missed any opportunities, or do you think there were spaces that they could have added in a little bit of something that we know about in his life that could have, amplified the movie a little bit?
Interesting. No, I think it could have been about 5 minutes shorter than it was. I think after he went electric, that was all, I don't know, that was postscript to me.
Yeah.
Unnecessary. I guess that's another thing that they did wrong. What could have been added? Not much, really, I don't think.
Do you think the film would have been better served as, when he's singing the electric version of Like a Rolling Stone, when he hits a complete unknown, Like a Rolling Stone,
End
credits?
Even before Like a Rolling Stone, just like a complete unknown. Boom.
Boom.
Yeah,
Okay.
it would have been, that's a critique, but...
No, I like that. We're on the same page there. I would have loved 2 little additions. One, when he's in Greenwich Village, you should have had a scene where he meets Tiny Tim, and they have a drink together. Honestly, you do that, and then this movie's over the top. I think that was a missed opportunity. And then there's a scene in the film where he's at a party, and everybody's pressuring him to play.
When's the new album out?
Soon. 200 people in that room, and each one wants me to be somebody else.
And it's about how the music world put a lot of pressure on him. I thought that was a great moment where you could have had the whole Donovan confrontation,
Yeah.
Threw that glass in the street.
Yeah, this is
Who
right,
did
folks.
it?
This
Now you
is
better tell
right.
me, man. If somebody don't tell me who did it, you're all gonna get the fuck out of here and never come back.
Who threw the glass, man?
Well, they got a pot shot in at Donovan in the movie, so...
Yes, and I did love that. Yeah.
Missed opportunity, I suppose, for whatever reason. They don't have Allen Ginsberg in there at all.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why NAMBLA member Allen Ginsberg, actual member, by the way.
Oh, is that true?
That is true. That's verifiable.
fuck,
He was a
okay.
proponent of NAMBLA.
Okay, we can't get into that.
We won't get into that.
Yeah, they did not do a scene where they filmed the Subterranean Homesick Blues music video with him standing in the background like a douche. But okay, now we're getting a little silly. All in all, really good film. I enjoyed it. I'm glad I saw it in the theater. Love seeing movies like these on the big screen, and it's definitely a special occasion. Bob was overdue for a biopic, but I'm glad for him that he got to see it done and be played by one of the Hollywood hunks of today.
The It Boy.
You're right. That's a big deal. Any final thoughts on the film? Anything we missed?
Go see it.
Yeah. I agree. If you enjoyed this review, thanks for watching, and please subscribe to this YouTube channel, and also check out the podcast Chris and I did about Bob. It's a 6-part series called Dylan Through the Decades, and then after that we interviewed biographer Howard Soons, and also a guy who produced some Dylan records, or at least helped in the production of them, Mark Howard. Great conversations, great podcasts with those guys, and that was a lot of fun. We can also say that our next songwriter series is coming soon. We're going to get together and start our Jimmy Buffett retrospective sooner than later, so keep an eye out for that. If you saw the film, please post in the comments what you thought, and let us know if you liked it. Otherwise, thanks for tuning in. Keep rocking, and go see A Complete Unknown. One last thing, Mr. Contrarian. Are you actually going to go see that Robbie Williams movie?
I might go see that movie. I think
You're
I
out
might
of
go
your
see
mind.
that. I like Robbie Williams a lot. It's got great reviews.
Okay.
It's got like a 90-something on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, maybe that'll be our next one.